Hey everyone, my name is Tyler DeFord. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought I would do a dental school related video with you guys. I thought it'd be nice to kind of sit down, take in the Christmas, holiday season vibes, and kind of just chit chat about dentistry. I am a third year dental student at the University of Michigan currently, and it has gone by so fast. And something that I wish that I had was, somebody kind of telling me certain things that would be helpful before I started dental school. So I wanted to sit down with you guys and just let you know some things that I thought would be beneficial, knowing kind of going into dental school. So yeah, I have 5 things that you should know before starting dental school. So let's get started. First things first is that you need to be aware that your study habits may change. Dental school is a whole nother kind of ball game, and I think a lot of people think, oh, I did well in undergrad, I got all A's, or a couple of A minuses and things like that. Like, I am amazing at studying. I have my routine, I know what I want, and a lot of people kind of think that is what I need to do in dental school. But dental school, you're not just taking the 8 or 12 credit hours, you're taking up to like 27 credit hours a semester, and that's a lot to juggle, and so you can't necessarily study the same way that you studied in undergrad. I know for me, I was someone in undergrad who loved to really take time with her notes, make everything super detailed and super organized and super pretty. And I still do that now, but there are some classes that just have so much material that I'm not really able to make notes as, pretty and nice and aesthetically pleasing as I once did. I also realized that, I'm not able to read as much as I did in undergrad either. I can't read the textbook for every single class. Sometimes I just have to pick and choose, like, oh, I'm not really understanding this material that much, let me read the textbook for this class. Or you know what, I am doing pretty good at understanding the material just off the PowerPoints or the slides or whatever handouts that the professor gives. So I just want to let you guys know that you may need to readjust how you decide to study once you start in dental school. There's also, the chance that the way you study in undergrad works perfectly fine for when you come to dental school. Just kind of be aware that it may need to change and not freak out if you're not seeing the same results from the way that you were studying in undergrad. My next tip is to make an effort to make friends not only within your class, but also with classes above you. It's important to make friends within your class because those are the people that you're going to be surrounded with for the next 4 years. And so it's important to have people in your lives that truly understand what you're going through. Dental school is very unique, and not many people understand how demanding it can be on, not only your mental health, but also emotional and physical as well. And so it's important to have a support system in which you can really connect with one another and help each other and just kind of be there for one another. The same goes for people who are in the class above you as well, because they have kind of already gone through what you're going through. They can give you tips and they can give you tricks, and they can say, you don't need to read the textbook for this class, or here are my notes that you can use from this class, and I did really well on the exam. Have people that you can lean on and guide you so that you are working smarter, not harder. And it's also nice because the people that are above you, they are going to be seeing patients before you. So you can really ask them, what kind of technique do you like to use for class 1 fillings or class 2 fillings? What type of, I don't know, how do you like to take your alginate impressions on this patient that has a severe gag reflex? Anything that you can do to just make your life easier and just feel like you are not alone. Dental school can be kind of isolating at times, and you really just want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with positive people who can understand what you're going through, and also so you can kind of help one another throughout, whatever phase you are in dental school. My third tip is to take SimLab seriously. University of Michigan calls it SimLab. It's also known as pre-clinic, but it's the lab and like the simulation clinic that you go to before you see patients. So it's the teeth on the typodont and the mannequin and things like that. So you can kind of start to get comfortable with your hand skills and begin to really learn your strengths and weaknesses. And I would just strongly say to not rush this part. I know at Michigan, there's projects and things that need to be done and there's certain deadlines, and so sometimes you're rushing just to, get things signed off or to just go through it. But you have to understand, once you complete that competency, the next time that you do it is going to be on a real person. So you really want to make sure that you take the time, learn the techniques, and don't be afraid to fail. That is the time that you want to fail. That is the time where you learn, this professor said to do it this way, but I don't really like it that way. My brain doesn't work that way. My hands, don't do the best in that type of technique. You want to be able to talk to different professors, talk to different faculty, and learn different techniques. Just because one doc does it one way doesn't mean that you have to do it that way. That is the beauty of dentistry, is that there are so many different ways and techniques to get to the same good, positive result. And so really use SimLab to find different techniques that work with you, and then write them down step by step. Write down, this is exactly what I did to get the result that I want, that is promising, that is, reliable. Don't stress out about, failing or things like that, because nothing is a failure unless you give up. If you're constantly trying, constantly striving, constantly trying to improve, you are not failing. You're in dental school to learn, and you really just want to take that opportunity to get as much information as you possibly can. Now, my fourth tip is that if you have any inkling of wanting to specialize, you need to study like that from day one. Even if you were like, I'm 2%, interested in maybe specializing in endo or ortho or prost, study like, you are 100% set that you want to specialize. And I say this so that you give yourself the opportunity to specialize right out of school if that's what you decide to do later on in life. And if you find yourself studying and trying and you're not getting that GPA you're striving to, that also doesn't mean that you can't specialize, right? Your journey may be different than other people who got into a program right after dental school, but that doesn't mean that you can't specialize ever. It just may mean that it may take you longer to get into a program or anything like that. But I will say, if you have any inkling of wanting to specialize, just go ahead and study like you're going to. Get involved, make kind of your presence known within your dental school in the best way, in a positive way, and kind of just stay focused, get involved in leadership positions, make sure you're still continuing to do community service. And if you have a specialty program that you're interested in within, your dental school, hang out there, talk to current residents, see what they like, see what they don't like. Just really maximize your opportunities while you're in dental school and while you kind of still have that safety net of being a student. And yeah, you always want to do your best, but for sure, if you have any inkling of wanting to specialize, I would suggest just grinding as hard as you can, just so that if you decide I want to do oral surgery, you're not feeling rushed or like, oh man, I wish I would have gotten more A's back D1 year. But I didn't know I wanted to specialize. Just kind of setting yourself up so that you give yourself options in the future. My last and final tip is to just kind of let you know that your mental health may take a toll. And I think that this isn't really talked too much about, but dental school can be very hard on your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, your relationships. It's a very interesting time, and you need to kind of be aware of that. You know, it's not like undergrad. It's a lot more of a rigorous academic load, and it may be something that you're not used to. And a lot of people, you know, sometimes they go to dental schools away from family, and they're trying to find new friends, and, you know, they're trying to feel that sense of community, and it can be hard. It can be a difficult transition. And so I just want to put that out there so that you guys are aware and can just make sure that you are doing the things that you still loved. If you love doing art, you loved reading, continue to do those things. Make the time to do things that you love. If you are married or you're dating someone, make the time to have date nights every week. There are going to be, you know, times and seasons like midterm season and final season where, you know, you just don't want to talk to anyone. You want to close yourself in the library and just only focus on your studies. And yes, that is important. Sometimes you need to grind, but also you need to remember you have to take care of your mental health and your physical health and emotional health, because if you don't have those things, then your academic performance will show it. Your academic performance will decline, and then no areas in your life, you know, will feel fulfilled. So I strongly encourage those who are thinking about dental school, about to start dental school, just remember to always make time for yourself, make time for self-care, make time for relationships outside of school, inside of school. You just really want to be self-aware and know that it's not always going to be this happy, magical thing. You're so excited to be pursuing your dream of becoming a dentist. You know, that emotion is there, but there's also highs and lows. And just because you get into dental school doesn't mean that life stops. You know, there's highs and lows of life as well. So you really just want to make sure that you continue to be a well-rounded individual. So those were my 5 things that I thought would be important for you to know before starting dental school. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you did, share it with your friends. Comment down below other video suggestions that you may have, whether it is related to dentistry or dental school specifically, or even just being a student specifically at the University of Michigan. I would be more than happy to make a video for you guys. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.